Drone shots. How you doing? How's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope. It's been a cold but a bright sunny day today. And the sun is going down because the sun goes down at 5:04, I think it is here. How you doing, Brenda? Corey. Hey, Corey. Corey was first. I see they just are taking Jimmy Carter's body into the rotunda to lie in state. Gonna lie in state there until Thursday, I guess, a couple of days. Good. Brenda, I'm glad you're doing good. Dominic, how you doing?
Howdy. Hello to everybody in the chat.
Yeah,
Sunstar,
if Joe shows
Jody.
up, it'll be momentary because he had
Yeah,
those 3 games to shoot tonight.
yeah. Okay. I think I've got everybody. No, it's Corey, Brenda, and Jody so far.
Oh.
Okay. Anything exciting happened during the day? No? Okay.
No, I got 2 ships. There's a third ship that's heading up this way, but it's
Uh-huh.
south of St. Clair, so it's not going to be here till dark.
Oh, no. It's still snowing?
No, it's been bright and sunny today.
Oh, that's great then.
I'm trying to figure out where that music's coming from. Is that from me?
I didn't hear any music. Maybe.
I think it's the funeral, Jimmy Carter funeral.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's obviously off in the background. Hmm.
I see on the news, they just played a portion of the YouTube video where some old bag in Canada was calling on all the states to secede and go to Canada.
Yeah, the usual gas bagging. Unbelievable.
She doesn't look like she could get out of the wheelchair at the senior home, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, it is, Sunstar. Yes, it is. Hmm.
Well, Brenda, the music he was hearing is I had another channel open. I was watching the funeral on that channel, and there wasn't any talking. It was just funeral music.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, we've got 32 degrees here today. And our 32 degrees Celsius is much different from your 32 degrees
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
it's 23 Fahrenheit here right now, and
Ah,
it's just at sunset right now.
mm. Yeah, we're exactly the same temperature, except we're a C instead of an F.
Yeah.
Now, that's a huge difference. Oh, Jesus. Oi. Psst, psst.
What your little buddies doing there, Dominic?
They're having a bit of a play fight. Vegemite, who's the smallest, is
Vegemite is the smaller one.
she's the smallest, and she likes antagonizing the large guy, Prince, he's way too big to jump on my lap. He would be easily twice and then some, pre, uh, twice the size of Vegemite.
Oh wow.
But she just loves antagonizing him. He's a 12-year-old tuxedo.
Okay.
Hi, Jim. I've got this sideshow going on in the background.
Yeah. Hey Jim, how's it going?
Hi, Mark.
Yes,
Hi, Paul,
she did
Dominic,
get it fixed. Somebody came over and changed.
Jim,
They fo-
Brenda,
they found that it was the little
Geordie,
tube on the Cadillac that goes from the power steering
Yeah.
Laura.
that blew a hole in it. So
Oh, okay.
they got a replacement part on eBay and installed it, and she's been driving it for 2 days. But thanks, Jim.
Nice. Good to
That's
hear.
Jim. Jim spent his life as a mechanic.
Yeah, well, I know my brother's a mechanic, and I started off when I was really young doing, just hanging around there. I hang around there anyway, but I'm saying hanging around, helping out. And then it just didn't grab me. I've got a love of cars and everything, but mechanic it just wasn't me. But I do like making things with my hands. So
That's like Donald. He
yeah,
loves
I'm a bit of a
loves
dabbler.
working on his dune buggy and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a dabbler. Yeah.
Uh,
And I'm good at fixing things, just not car. I'm good at fixing everything, actually. I'm good at fixing computers. Well, not these days, yeah. Technology moves pretty quickly now. But yeah, I
Yeah.
always like to find a workaround or something to do or something
So
to build.
I always used to work on my own cars. Always
Oh,
used to
I get
build my own
assisted.
computers
Yeah, I get assisted.
and built a fair bit of radio equipment.
Yeah, I did that. I did that back in the day. Haven't touched that in 40 years, actually. Haven't touched RC cars in probably 35 and haven't
Mm.
touched RC planes in about 30.
Yeah, I've not been able to do that since my
Yeah,
eyes went.
yeah, understandably. Yeah, but
Which is a shame because it's flaming expensive nowadays to take your car into a garage.
yeah, I know.
Somebody's knocked the door mirror off the BMW.
Hmm.
If it can't be fitted back on properly with if they've broken any of the catches that it fits on with,
Yeah,
it's going to be £150 for a second-hand mirror.
and at the same time, they've got huge amounts of electronics in Windows these days, and a huge amount of electronics
Yeah,
in the wing mirrors too.
yeah. Well, it's got the indicator bulb in there as well.
Yeah,
The side.
indicate, and then on some of them, you've got sensors that tell you if you're close to the car next to you.
Oh yeah, no, it's not got that.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Seat we had used to have that. It used to have a little orange light in the corner of the mirror
a
that,
little orange triangle. Yeah,
yeah, if something was coming up your yes,
yeah, yeah.
the side of
You don't see it, and then it becomes yellow, and then it becomes red if they're too close.
yeah,
And then you've got your parking sensors. You've got your
yep,
rear vision cameras, and
yep, yeah. And in the Seat we had the front-facing radar,
yeah,
which is what the cruise control worked off.
yeah,
Like if you had it on cruise control and you came up against the car that was going slower than you, it would
yeah,
slow you down to their speed
yeah.
until you
I
moved up.
know, I know. In the Mercedes, that's called Disktronic. I don't know what
Yeah,
other cars because the only newer cars I've seen recently are Mercedes. So,
yeah,
and then you've got, but the funny thing is, the later models have this little sort of tablet screen on there, and I'm
yeah.
sitting there just pointing at it because I thought, oh, it's touch screen. No, it isn't.
Huh. No, ours
Mm.
was,
I still haven't worked it out yet that it's not touch screen.
yeah, ours was.
Oh, this one's 2016.
Uh, it's probably your up and down controls on your steering column.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then there's a little knob in the center console as well.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, how about them drones? Hello, Jim's droning. Oh, come on. Someone in New Jersey, go out and fly. I need more discussion about it.
Well, that little radar was quite handy on the front of it, because when you were parking, not only did you have your parking sensors, but when you got too close, it actually braked and stopped you from
Yeah.
hitting the wall.
It's sort of a obstacle avoidance sensors.
Yeah.
It's like
Jody,
obstacle
how's the weather there?
avoidance.
I was
Who
just
was it?
asking how Jody's weather is
All
going.
right. Well, Jody's somewhere near you, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's like southwest of me. I don't think he's north of me. He could be north of me, but
Mm. If
he's
he
in
was
Michigan. He's in Michigan someplace.
north of you, wouldn't he be in Canada?
No, because here's the lower peninsula. Okay,
Uh-huh.
here's where I am. I think he's up here, or he's up here, or over here.
Yeah, because
Because then you got up here, you got the north part of Michigan. It's
yeah,
up here just south of Canada.
Uh-huh.
because every time I look at Michigan on a map, it does look like an oven mitt.
Yep.
Yeah.
They call it the mid of Michigan.
Yeah,
I see.
and that's and as I've always said, that's the fun part is you can actually drive to Canada. You can drive to another country. That fascinates me.
I can drive to 2 other countries.
I know that, but I'm saying it fascinates me that
Well, I can
it's
drive to a multitude of countries
yeah, because you can drive.
if you use the ferry as well.
Is it still called the Eurotunnel?
Yes, it is, but then you have to get on a train.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying you understand what I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Or you can get the ferry from Dover to France,
Yeah.
or from Hull to Zeebrugge.
Oh yeah.
Well, you've also got the channel too, right?
Yeah, that's the Eurotunnel,
Yeah. Otherwise known as.
as the Channel Tunnel. Yeah. And we can also get across from Scotland to Norway.
Now, is that by boat, or do you have an
Yeah, by
underground?
boat. No, that's
Okay.
by boat.
Interesting.
Yeah, the only tunnel we've got is the one that goes from England to France.
Yeah. We don't even have a tunnel to Tasmania.
And you've had that tunnel for quite a while, right?
Yeah, it's been quite a while now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember what. Echo, when was the Channel Tunnel completed?
94?
From Wikipedia.org. Construction of the Channel Tunnel started in 1988 and the tunnel opened in 1994.
Yes, I got it right.
94, so it's like 20
30,
plus years old.
30 years.
32, 30 and small change, we'll call it. But I reckon they've been talking about that for 20 previous years.
Well,
we have a tunnel that goes from Detroit to Windsor, which is Canada.
It was started in 1988.
Yeah, but I reckon they've been talking about it for easily. There's Lloyd.
Hey, Lloyd, how's it going?
All right.
I don't know how long it is.
There we go.
Echo, how
Good
long
evening.
Channel Tunnel?
Good evening.
Here is an answer from an Alexa contributor that I translated.
I thought maybe you were watching Jimmy Carter's funeral.
I watched just as they brought, all I watched was the part going up the stairs, bringing them in,
Well,
seeing this.
now they got all the politicians doing eulogies.
Yeah, we don't need to watch that part.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch all that. Gotta admit,
Oh.
though, man, Elizabeth Warren had the nastiest look on her face. She was just, she was ticked off at somebody in there. But
So
I take Jim's droning is talking about 40 degrees is shorts weather. It certainly is here.
yeah,
Is that
Not
40?
here.
That's 40 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
40 Celsius, yeah, you'd be roasting.
hey, I'm ready to go out and start tanning right now. I mean, considering where I was this morning, I mean, we're in a heat spell right now. It's 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Hey, Rod.
Hey, Rod.
there you go.
Hello.
Hello, Rod.
50.5 kilometers. That's 31.35 miles long.
Yeah. Well, 50 kilometers would never get us to Tasmania, so.
Rod, how's the weather where you are?
Cold.
Hi, Rod. Lloyd.
50s.
Hey, Mark.
That's not cold.
What's cold? 70?
Before I moved down here, I looked at the averages for Daytona, and the average for January is about 69.
And you're calling that cold?
No,
Yeah, that's absolutely freezing.
I'm not even calling
No.
the 50s cold. I mean, it's cool compared
Cool.
to
Okay.
you know the 70s and 80s of the suburb kind of thing. But and I'm from the north. But anybody who's not from the north, all the natives are all frozen.
Well, you know what's funny? This time of year, all of the northerners that can end up down in Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The snowbirds, yeah.
Yep.
Or
And this-
Texas.
Or
And this
Texas,
bloody
yep.
and this bloody thing is finally flying without falling
Yay.
out of the air.
I know you've been working on that for quite a while.
Long time. So part of it was vibrations in the frame, or just vibrations with these 6S motors on this freaking 3-inch. Was part of it. Had Aeon from Quad Mafia, Flyzone's group. He gave me some filter settings to put in. It helped clean up the noise, but I still had the problem. It still fell out of the sky.
Okay.
And I swore up and down, okay, it's the motor. And so I tried multiple times with his settings and it still fell out of the sky. So I changed the motor. In fact, I changed the motor that was on the front left before that I had changed because I was having problems on the front left. Anyways, I took that motor and put it on the front right, and wow, it's working. Don't ask me why. Less vibrations or something.
Well, I got to give you a lot of respect, Rod, because I couldn't mess with anything that much. And you love that tinkering stuff.
I love the black box, honestly, and looking at the data and the numbers that are coming out of that thing. Me being a computer tech guy, stuff like that is like right up my freaking alley.
Yeah.
You know, it's helping me learn a lot of the Betaflight settings. The impact. I've been watching Chris Rosser and UAV Tech YouTube videos about everything about tuning and vibrations and desyncs and all that kind of crap. And then after Aeon was like, I told him I put the TPU shims between the motor and the frame. He's like, well, that's not helpful. The motor's probably shaking more. I don't know. That's debatable. The TPU should have been absorbing the impact more. But anyways, the problem was the holes in the arm weren't chamfered. And with the 6S, the screw that holds the shaft was rubbing the carbon. So I took my 3D printer file and actually chamfered the top of the hole so that the motor wasn't rubbing. You know, my original solution was just put the TPU shims in. and got the motors directly attached to the frame again. And when I looked at Black Box after that, it was definitely better. But I was still looking for, more ways to deal with vibrations. And I freaking ran across a video yesterday, and it was it Chris Rosser's or UAV Tech?
Udo
I think it was Chris Rosser's. And he did this video like 3 years ago. So I'm really surprised that I haven't had anybody go, "Oh, you should probably use this on your builds." And so there's a grease. Well, there's two things you can do. One is if you wrap the arms in electrical tape, the electrical tape will help absorb some of the vibrations. But, the tape doesn't always stick. You could end up with potentially some other challenges, and it adds probably a lot more weight to it as well. So it depends on the size of your drone. But anyways, wrapping the arms in electrical tape will literally stop the or slow down the vibrations that are in the arm and absorb part of it. But then he's like, there's this other stuff, and it's a grease, and it's kind of a really heavy grease that you can use that will literally stop vibrations or improve them greatly. And so sometime tonight, my grease is going to be showing up, but he showed the numbers, and I was like, wow. So I'm really surprised that that's not something that's like widely known in the FPV community from people who build FPV drones. It's like, you should really just put a little bit of that grease under the freaking motors to, slow down the vibrations coming from the motors to the arms. Yeah, it was Chris Rosser. And he said, so he put some under his motors, and he put some on the arms where the arms go into the base plates, which is the typical design. The arm goes in, it's crushed between, and you put the screw up. So he puts it on the arm there. So you have some where the arm is essentially touching the body of the frame, and then some under the motors. And apparently that really kills the vibrations. And when I looked that grease up on Amazon and started reading the customer reviews, most of them are using it on their washing machines. There's some shock or something that it works on. Here, let me share my screen, and I'll show you this stuff I got coming. So it's this grease, but it's literally a dampening grease.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It's similar to some of the grease that you would see on like car shocks, right?
Okay.
Because
So
they
it's
have
a-
grease.
it's
They
a-
have grease on the rods on the car shocks.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So it's a thicker grease rather than
It's a much
liquid.
thicker grease, right? It's a much thicker grease.
So it's almost a paste rather than a
Yeah,
liquid.
it really is more of a paste
Oh, yeah,
than
yeah.
anything. So it will dampen vibrations.
Mm.
Sounds a little bit like the copper grease you put on the back of disc brakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll be back.
Okay,
Okay.
the yeah, I don't know, that Rod really gets right into that FPV and that flyer, fixing it,
Yeah.
and good for him, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Lloyd?
I was looking at some messages here, and I was deleting some old messages.
Oh yeah,
And I deleted one I don't want to delete.
So now you're trying to get it back.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it back.
Isn't there a recycle bin?
Well, no, this is voicemail, I should say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're gone then.
Oh yeah, you can't get that back.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, that's what
cooked.
I'm afraid of. I mean, I can listen to my, yeah, that's all right. I think I got some more here. The good thing is that it saves my deleted messages. So,
Oh, that's good.
but
So it's just somebody's voice you want to hear now and again.
yep. Oops. Yeah, I deleted that one, and I shouldn't have.
Hmm. Okay, Jim. Oh, Jim's talking to Jim in the chat. Uh, that's funny.
Well, Jim on its own is in somewhere near Paul.
Yeah, and Jim's droning as a Canadian.
Yeah.
We won't hold that against him. Uh, yep.
Yep, it's I got 15 people in the chat in the log, but it's kind of gonna be a boring night
Yeah,
tonight.
it's a
No,
it's a
no,
slow grind today.
yeah, no Donald and no Joe.
Yeah, just stuck
Yeah,
with
we need
me.
to.
We
Oh,
got
Joe,
Lloyd's here.
Justin.
Lloyd's here.
Yeah,
is Joe busy at
I think he's doing more basketball.
Yeah,
Oh, Frank.
Joe said he's got 3 games to shoot tonight.
Mm.
last night?
Yeah, it's all about perspective there.
Yes, Brian, that is an iPhone.
Yep,
So,
good. Good to see you're on my side.
Hey, Justin's here.
oh, Frank,
Justin said.
Brenda.
Justin said Jim's living in New America.
So that means you have 50 states and 7 provinces.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do with Greenland as well?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna buy it. Use it for the resources.
Yeah. Not that you need more snow, but
Well, but yeah, no, that's true. We don't need more snow.
I don't know how populated Greenland is.
Yeah, I don't know much about Greenland. I know it's a
Well, I
huge
think,
island.
I think the majority of the population is around the southern border, right?
Yeah, it actually reminds me of Australia because 2% of the population takes up 86% of the
Hello,
land
Jim.
mass over here. 98% of the population is in 14% of the land mass in Australia.
Mm.
Oh, Brian says Google
Yes.
how to recover deleted voicemails.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. I will do just that.
It says it looks easy. Nothing's ever easy.
No.
Don't let people tell you, oh yeah, that's easy. Yeah, don't let people ever say that to you. Uh,
Let's have a look. Echo, what's the population of Greenland?
In 2020, the population of Greenland was 56,800 people.
shit.
56,800 people live in Greenland, which is bigger than
That many. That many. Shit.
That surprises me. That's 56,000, but that's the population of Port Huron when I live.
Yeah.
Wow.
How many people live in down where you are, Dominic?
5.1 million in Melbourne.
In all of Australia?
26.9
million?
Yeah. But as I said, we're 87% the size of America, and we've got 12 times less the population.
Well, and the majority of your population is all around the border, right?
Yeah.
Around the outside.
98% of Australians live in 14% of the land mass.
I think we've got 60 odd million, which, considering the size of us, is compared with somewhere like Australia.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greenland is 2.1 million square kilometers. Australia is 7.7 million square kilometers.
Mm. So if you multiplied it, Greenland, by the amount to make it the same,
Australia's 3 times the
area,
size.
yeah, you'd still only have 150, 160,000 people.
Yeah. It'd be 200 and something thousand people in the same area.
Yeah.
And
in fact, we actually have 100,000 people in Manchester. So in Greater Manchester, we've got just over 1 million.
but see, the thing is, I'd have to break that up into 88 different LGAs, which is local government authorities,
Yeah.
which are councils. And once you get outside of the metropolitan area, they become shires.
Yeah. Similar to us.
Yeah.
I got it.
We have local
Oh, well
government
done.
authorities.
But
It was.
Like there
Easy peasy.
are
good.
10 districts in Greater Manchester. And each one of them's got around 100,000. And then Greater Manchester is the metropolitan borough.
Mhm.
And Lancashire would be the county that we used to be in before they created Greater Manchester.
Yeah, because we had each little suburb was its own area, and then we amalgamated them into councils, and then we amalgamated them again.
Yeah.
To make up bigger councils,
Well, I
which
mean,
became the LGAs.
yeah, each district has its own set of towns and cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
originally it was just
Dominic,
suburb.
Australia's broken up into provinces too?
We call them states.
States, okay.
Oh, you
We've
have,
got six
you have
states,
provinces and 2 territories.
2 territories. And the one territory is the Australian Capital Territory, was actually created because there was a shit fight between Melbourne and Sydney, who wanted to be the capital of Australia, because Melbourne was originally chosen January 1, 1901 as the federated capital of Australia. And then Sydney said, no, we don't like that because we were founded first. So for 12 years, there was a shit fight that went on, and we created the ACT, which is Canberra. And the Parliament House in Canberra didn't open until 1927. So there's a bit of history for you.
Ah,
Mhm.
Yeah, Parliament House stood in Melbourne for the first 13 years of Federation.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people don't know that the capital of Australia is Canberra.
Mm. And just recently, Victoria, which is the state that I'm from, Melbourne and the metropolitan area, is that because you've got that area, it's capital city area. When you take into account the rest of Victoria, we have a slightly bigger population than New South Wales now.
I mean, Canberra is a bit like Washington, D.C.
Mhm.
Yes,
It's just a tiny little place.
the tiny
the
little
government
place.
did-
not
they
a lot
fu-
of square miles, right? Just
No, it's about there. It's about the size of. It's probably about the size of England. No, I'm being funny. No, but seriously, they're famous for 2 things other than lying politicians. They're famous for fireworks and porn.
That's the politicians. Yeah,
The
that's
only
it.
thing 2 things that Canberra are famous for, other than
Well, you-
public service.
Well, yeah, the politicians and the porn go together.
Yeah.
Well, and so did the politician and fireworks. So either one, qualifies for both. Yeah.
Yeah, because fireworks are basically banned everywhere around Australia except for Canberra.
Well, and the way your Australians Parliament argues with each other and gets in Donnybrooks and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
they a lot of
They
fireworks go
create
off
their
in
own
your
fireworks.
Yeah, exactly. And of course,
But
you know how bent
seriously,
politicians are, so
yeah,
course
because
they're gonna watch
the way
porn.
they sit each other, they sit one on one side, one on the other, speaker in the middle, and then what happens is they just taunt and throw barbs at each other like children in a play yard.
That's pretty much like ours.
I know that, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, it's with Parliament. You'd think these people would be adults, but no, they're like children in a schoolyard just throwing barbs at each other. And they're
Yeah,
the people that are running the country.
Yeah, I've watched some of the both Australian and British Parliament at times, and it's just like, okay, at least it's entertaining. Unlike if you watch our house, which is basically your MPs there, but if you watch our house, it's really boring. That you watch it on C-SPAN, it's just like you go to sleep. And so it's you guys at least have entertaining parliaments, whereas our Congress is very boring because they're all long-winded. They want to carry on and blah 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 blah. Just get up there, say what you got to say, and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, 'cause our federal parliament is in Canberra, and each state has their own parliament,
Right?
and then each local government has their own mayoral offices. So
Right.
you've got 3 levels of government, and none of them listen to each other.
Of course. Pretty much here too. We have our local governments, our state governments, and then our federal government.
I think our parliament's got its own television channel now.
Yeah. I think if I look carefully, our ABC, which is yeah, right. I
Australian
wouldn't watch that
Broadcast
if you
Corporation.
yeah, Australian Broadcasting, which is I'd rather watch paint dry actually. It's probably more entertaining to watch paint dry than watch the ABC because of their political leanings. I
Yeah,
think they do Parliament on there because it's the government and national broadcaster.
ABC used to have some decent shows. I don't know what they're like anymore.
No, but don't bother.
Don't bother.
Yeah, they as I said, they occasionally will come out with a really good one, but
Right.
Don't they have
mostly
Australian rules every now and again?
not on that station. No, not it's because there's what's called the CBA, which is a collective bargaining agreement
Mm.
between the AFL and many stations. It used to be on the ABC, yes, but then money got involved
Be right back, guys.
and they wanted advertisers. So, and the only way you can get advertisers is on commercial television. And now with pay TV, they spend a lot of money on pay TV and the like. So, you get siphoned off into the cable channels.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, it's
That's
like,
the same with cricket.
what time is that?
Because some of them are on.
Day.
Some of them are. I think they're going to have some. They've got some of them on Paramount. I think. I know that our soccer's on Paramount.
I wouldn't know. That's a pain in the ass. The two semi-finals, the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
One's on Friday night, one's on Saturday night, but they're not on till 12:30 our time. So it means they go
Well,
on.
it'd be like it's like me telling you our Australian rules football. Most of them are going to be 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for you.
Although, because it says Friday, January the 10th at 00:30, would that mean it's actually on Thursday the 9th?
But is it your?
Yeah, that's our time.
Oh, that's your time. Yeah, that'd be.
So it must be on
because it'd be
Thursday
12:30.
night.
Yeah,
Thursday night and Friday night.
yeah. So if it
Well,
says the date, and if you've crossed the time
Yeah.
line there, that becomes the following day.
Yeah. So what time would that be? 7:30 Eastern. Notre Dame versus Penn State.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing about
And
world
then
sport.
Ohio State versus
I can
Texas.
only well, Formula One is a perfect example. I think I can only watch 2 that are at a good time zone. One of them is the Australian Grand Prix, which is like a 10-minute drive from me. The
Yeah.
other one is the Japanese Grand Prix. All the rest of them are an ungodly hour.
Well, yeah, I suppose because the Dubai one is closer to you, but it's actually in the middle of the night nearly.
Yeah.
There, because it's too hot to have it during the day.
Yeah, and even the Singapore Grand Prix starts too
You have to have
late.
it about 10 or 11 o'clock at night when the track's cooled down to not melt.
Yeah, and 10 they're what, 5 hours? They're 5 hours behind me, so
yeah.
actually there's not too many other than other than any New Zealand sport, there's not too many time zones that are ahead of me.
Um,
'Cause that's the funny thing, because
yeah,
we've
that's
got
it, 'cause you're almost at 12 plus
yeah, because
12 GMT. Yeah,
we're plus 11 and
yeah.
New Zealand is plus 13. So New Zealand, I think, is the only one in front of us.
It can't have plus 13, can it?
Yeah, because
It
they've
would be
gone
minus. It would be minus 11.
no, they're plus 13 because of daylight saving. They're usually
right.
it's usually plus 10, plus
It's usually-
12.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we've lost Paul.
Yeah, because they don't have 13.
Okay, here comes the lottery. Who's host? Oh, Lloyd's host.
Huh.
So this is the lottery.
Lloyd's host. I can't see Lloyd either.
No, he's still here. They're both off camera and got their
Yeah.
mic shut off. Him and Rod. So just you and me at the moment.
I thought Rod had just dropped out.
No, he's still here.
All right.
Yeah, because we've got in our rugby league, the NRL, we've got a team from New Zealand, and we've also got one in our soccer. Our A League has a New Zealand team in it.
All right.
That's one thing our AFL has never
Oh, yeah. I mean,
never
officially,
tried.
you changed your continent from Australia to Oceania,
Yeah,
which includes New Zealand and the surrounding islands.
yeah, New Zealand, parts of Polynesia too.
Uh,
We've got
Fiji,
Tonga.
is it
We've got
Fiji,
Tonga.
Easter Island.
Yeah. No, Easter Island's too far. That's part of Chile.
Or is it Christmas Island?
Yeah, Christmas Island. The Cocos Keeling and Christmas Island, Lord Howe Island. We have a treaty with Port
What?
Moresby
Tonga.
and Tonga. Yeah. Fiji is not well, it's its own country, but we do have the occasional Fijian come into our game. Hello, Paul. Where'd you go?
I don't know. All of a sudden, boom, everybody was gone.
Zoom, Zoom has carked it again, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got
And
it back.
I always thought that Tasmania was its own country, not an Australian state.
It's a state.
Yeah.
It's an official state. It's one of the 6. Whereas there are protectorates like Lord Howe Island, Cocos and Keeling Islands.
Mm.
They're protectorates, meaning that they're not necessarily solely governed by Australia. They have their own autonomy, but they are part. So, yeah, there's a few others. Oh, there's the Tiwi Islands, another one.
Mm.
Tiwi Islands at the top end, just off the tip of Cape Tribulation in Queensland. Yeah, they probably do actually, Jim. Christmas Islands probably do have that's probably where Santa Claus stays when he comes south.
Yeah. No, Lloyd's back again as well.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lloyd.
Hey, I had a knock on the door earlier today, and I was trying to figure out what the dogs were barking. I thought I was expecting something from Amazon, and I thought surely they're not. And there's guys standing out there, and he's got a pad of some sort. And I thought, well, surely I don't have to sign for it because it was nothing important. And went out there, and it was a guy from our new internet company, the fiber optic.
All right.
And they were offering special deals if you're one of the first to sign up in the neighborhood. So I
Yeah.
signed up, and I should be getting I'm getting the 5 gigabyte down for free for a month, and then I can either keep it or I can drop to a lower rate. But the big thing is like my son got the 2 gig, but download. The problem is that the router system they give you only does 1 gig speed, so he's limited.
Mm,
Whereas the
Well-
one I'm getting will do 10 gig speed. So
wow.
I've got 1 gig here, but you still only get about 750. You don't get a full gig.
well, I'm going to be
No, we're
hardwiring.
pretty backward down here.
Yeah. Well, I'm guaranteed to get 1 gig down, 1 gig up if I sign up for that.
Yeah, no, we don't do that. Ours is like 10%, so I get like 115 up.
Right.
You're lucky. I'm only at 53.
Well, my upload's only
53 up,
about
17 down.
30 right now, but I'm getting like 950 down, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I want to go to something a little more stable than what my internet has been, and the price is so much cheaper than what I'm paying. You
Yeah.
know?
You're right there, Justin. You,
Mm.
you, you've got to also play with the hardware too.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything's got to be solely matched.
yep.
Well, I've got to admit, I think that Virgin have brought out a newer router than the one I've got upstairs. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But unless something goes faulty with mine, I don't think they'll change it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to tell me, oh, you've got a new router available.
Yeah.
Well, like he said, it could be the computer. That's the problem with my computer. It keeps telling me my computer is capable of faster speeds. You need to upgrade your equipment. Like, yeah, right.
Huh.
I've just been holding off anyways, till this fiber optic came in my neighborhood.
It's when your computer starts telling you, for God's sake, will you upgrade this crappy internet?
That's pretty much what it was telling me too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true. Wi-Fi will never get full speed.
yeah. Wi-Fi, you'll never.
No.
Yeah, because it splits that speed between all of the things
Yeah.
coming into your house. But
Because even
That's-
with the 802.11g, it's still
Yeah.
not going to get anywhere near it. And
yeah,
there's a H, and I think they're working on M and N as well.
Oh, I
Mhm.
Because
think
Wi-Fi was actually created in Australia. That's
Yeah.
what we're famous for.
we're getting Wi-Fi 7 at the moment being thrown at us.
Mm. And I think they're currently working on Wi-Fi 8. Because that'd be M and I think it could be P. Because they started off at G and they're working their way towards it. So I think they're trying to work out the throughput, but it's never going to be anything like a Cat 8 cable.
Mm.
Hello, Brenda.
Yeah. We're famous. Australia's famous for developing many things.
And then giving it to somebody else to use
Yeah, yeah,
and get no credit for it. Yeah.
exactly. Wi-Fi. The Hills Hoist is another one. The flight data recorder, the black box. They
Yeah,
try to
Right.
develop right
We
here in
get-
Melbourne.
We get people inventing things, and then the Americans develop it into something that works, and then the Japanese make it smaller.
Yes, that's what's happened here. We come up with a concept, we come up with the idea, send it over to the US, and the US send it to Japan. And then it gets sent to China to mass produce it.
Yeah.
That's life. Trying to think what else we've done. Oh,
plus on top of that, I get $100 gift card, but it'll probably be for their products. So it's like,
Yeah.
I thought he
If
said,
it was an
if he said
Amazon,
it,
if it was an
yeah,
Amazon gift
if it's
card,
an
you'd be laughing.
Amazon or a Visa, I'll take it,
Yeah,
And so if it's not, you can shove
now
that
what's the
Ferrari
old
right
saying,
there.
Lloyd, is you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, just take
This
it.
is
Mm.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, if it's for their stuff only, it could pay for the odd pay-per-view every now and again.
Yeah. I guess I could do that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Minimum 2.5. That's uh see if it tells me.
Well, Lloyd, is anybody else on tonight?
This is Tuesday. Bill, the drone reviewer, I think, is the only one
Yeah.
on.
1 o'clock,
Yeah.
8 o'clock your time.
Well,
I was
8
gonna say,
Eastern.
at the rate we're going, we're gonna be sitting here staring at each other.
Yeah, I
And-
know. It's like, and
and
I'm like, I wanted to come on, but it's like, oh my God, I'm
Yeah,
about to fall asleep. So
yeah, I don't want to make it a problem. So what I'm
And then-
thinking is let's just call it. It's 6 o'clock. We've been on for an hour.
yeah,
Yeah, let's call it.
Go
Yeah.
go about your business, and we'll see you again
Yeah.
next time.
all right.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all in the morning, probably.